In prophecy, John wrote Revelation, and in this verse he saw in a vision Jesus talking to the church at Ephesus. And this is what he said, Revelation 2:2-4. He said, I know your works, your labor, your patience, and that you cannot bear those who are evil. And you have tested those who say that they're apostles and are not, and have found them to be liars. And you have persevered and have patience and have labored for my name's sake and have not become weary. He's commending them on all fronts so far. They're a good body, a healthy body, a body that gives to the poor, a body that suffers for God, a body that perseveres. And then in verse 4 he says, nevertheless I have this against you, that you have left your first love. The people in this church were plenty religious. They had the form and they had the function, but somewhere along the lines they lost their love, they lost their fire, they lost their passion. He said, so even though in form and in function you're up there with the best, you're the most religious, he said, I have this against you and it's detrimental. You've lost your first love. You've given your first love over to your work. Your first love has gone into the work you do instead of the one you do it for. See, a lot of times we get caught up in we'll say idolatry, but not chasing bad things, but chasing good things. Pursuing education, pursuing family. We pursue good things, and then somewhere along the line, those things edge God second or third or fourth. And he said, even though you look right, even though things from the outside and you're religious is great, your first love is gone. And it's detrimental to your spiritual survival. Many times we've been right in the same spot, not chasing bad things, but after the good things. Maybe even things we attribute to God. Now remember, God's not saying don't do the work. He's saying do the work because you love me, not because you love the work. What is the first love? How is it distinguished from second, third, or fourth love? Mostly it involves priority. First love comes first. Everything else comes second, third, fourth, fifth. And another just as important ingredient is passion. First love is passionate love. It's fiery love. It's more than functional. It's more than form. It's more than just doing this because I need to do it. It's because I have a passion and a fire shut up in my bones that's driving me to do this work for God. First love. God saved each and every one of us first and foremost to have a love affair with you. He saved you so that you could fall deep in passionate, fiery love with him. 1 John 5:3, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome. Religion is weighty. Form and function is weighty. But when we serve God because he is our first love, and we serve him because there's a fire that drives us to serve him, then we will keep his commandments and they won't be weighty on our back. Yes, there are commandments to keep. Yes, there is work to do. Yes, he has expectations for all of us. But if we really understand all of those things in the context of our relationship with him, we'll enjoy our obligation instead of being weighed down. And then we'll really know what it means when Jesus said in Matthew 11:30 that my yoke is easy and my burden is light. It's until you have a passionate love for God when you really understand what he meant when he said, I won't put more on you than you can bear. Because love lightens the load. Passion lightens the load.